Hello everyone. Have you ridden on an Amtrak train lately? Or ever for that matter? I have not ridden on one myself for a long time, but being a rail fan, I do enjoy passenger trains and watching them. And I even have this model train here in my model train room. This is a cache. I'll be putting it out in the same vicinity as 6 other caches that I've hidden in the last month or two that are all mystery caches. And this one is too. But this one has an Amtrak theme. I've ridden in a car like this one, or perhaps you've had the privilege of riding in a Superliner lounge car on Amtrak at some point or another. More than likely, it would have been pulled by a locomotive like this one. So let's go hide this cache and maybe find another one along the way while we're at it.
This is where the tennis courts are in Redstone Park, which is in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, just a mile from my house. And as you can see, there are 6 puzzle caches of mine that are already placed here. And there's room for one more.
So this cache on the map is going to be in this tennis court here, but of course the cache won't be there. It's a mystery cache. You got to go find it. You got to solve the puzzle based on something to do with Amtrak. This is not the Shea Stadium where the Mets play, but there are several high schools in Highlands Ranch, and they all play in this little football stadium here, and it's going to be fairly close to where I'm going to place this cache. East-West Trail. I'm actually very close to the west end of the East-West Trail. I used to have a onesie on this sign, but it disappeared. So, in about a few hundred feet, there's a nice tree sitting all by itself and has a geocache in it. It's one of mine that I put there in 2010, so it's going on 12 years old. We'll check on it today on the way to hide this new one. It looks like in the 12 years that this cache has been here, that this path has been created by cachers coming back to this cache. It's actually pretty easy to spot today, a little easier than it should be, because it's very bright silver hanging in the tree right here. That's better, I pushed it back against the limb. So to hide this cache, it has to be 1/10 of a mile from the cache we just looked at. And the place I have in mind is about 20 feet past 1/10 of a mile.
What looked like a bush on the satellite view of the area turned out to be a fairly large juniper tree. Let's see if we can find a spot for the cache in the tree. It would be easy to hide a micro here, but I've got a small cache to hide instead. It's not working out here. If the tree won't work, maybe this rabbit bush will. Got it!
Well, the cache is hidden, not too far from this sign. Success.
Just a few hours later, the cache was published by our Colorado geocache reviewer, and now it shows up on the map.
Well, now it's been a few days since the cache was published, and it's already been found half a dozen times. In fact, it was found about an hour and a half after it was published, in the dark, with snow on the ground. Thanks for watching this episode of Caching with Cacheman. Head out and get this cache, but first, take a look at one more train as it goes by. It's the Northwestern Limited. It's not an Amtrak train, but it's one of my favorite models. Check it out.